doing a continuity test. I have this side on the fan relay on the aux plug here. With this side, I will test pin C21 just to make sure this is it. And this is actually what I'm going to end up using for my low side to trigger the high output on the fuel pump. So I'm going to trigger the pin on the very far right, the second row. And sure enough, once I get the pin over here, this one fell over. We'll try one more time. Pin C21. And that is it. My multimeter is beeping. That means that is the correct pin here. So this is going to be my fuel pump, high switch fuel pump wire. So this is labeled as a fan relay. I'll take that off and put a quick label. And that's what this wire is coming from the back for, fuel pump high. Now I just got to find the one for my anti-lag, which is it should be pin C30, but I believe whenever they were wiring the harness, they put in the wrong pin. C30 right now is going to an AC pressure switch, but that should be on that should be on C71, which is this empty slot here. So I got a D pin C30, pinned it on C71, and put a new pin for my anti-lag on C30. Hope that makes sense, but this is a pain in the butt. All right, so I went ahead and pulled out pin C1-30. I got this pinned in here to the other end of the plug just to make sure that this wire does goes to this pin. But sure enough, check this out. So that is the wire. So basically, that pin, which I looked at my wiring diagram, and it goes into this flying lead harness, and this flying lead harness, this harness here goes into the computer. And this is actually for the AC output. So that pin C30 was not correct. I got to move that to C71, which is up here, and I got a free space. And then I'll pin C30 for my anti-lag switch, and it should be all done. All right, and that's it. I got the plug back together. So this wire over here for this button right here, it's gonna be for the rolling anti-lag, and that's it. Now I just gotta reorganize everything, put everything back where it's supposed to be, and mess with the settings on the laptop, and hopefully it works. Whew, fun wiring. Jesus. Got all this crap over here, but guess what? It all worked. Everything that you guys just saw in that previous clip worked. I fixed a little mistake I had done on the relay, since these are actually switched by ground. But let me set everything up. I'm gonna show you guys on the laptop how it all works. All right, so we're in here, and first things first, I'll show you guys. So obviously I have one low side here for my fuel pump, just for regular driving. Now it's pump priming. All right, she is on. So on here on the computer, so basically the reason I did this is because the car was running with the fuel pump at full tilt. Oh, pretty close to full tilt. So let me show you guys. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but the pump was running like this. It's pretty loud. But I mean, running the pump like that all the time will basically wear the pump out a lot faster. So this is the reason I have this controller here. It's called the Weldon fuel pump controller, and this is a high switch as well. You guys hear that? It gets pretty loud. So there's not much of a difference between the highest voltage setting and this. Look, I mean, there's a difference, right? But either way, I don't want to be running the pump at max capacity on that regulator. So this is what I did. I wired one of the low side outputs on the computer into one of the relays. It's a pretty long process, but check this out. So I got my standard low side one here for the fuel, for the just regular driving, and then on the low side two, I can set it up based off of, like, if it sees a certain boost level, it'll turn on the high side, certain RPM. You can program it many different ways, but just for demonstration purposes, let's say it turns on at 1200 RPM. All right, so that's 1200 RPM. Let's see here. Let's bring this up to 1200. you guys can hear it. Here, I'm gonna put you guys in the back just for so you guys can tell the difference. I'm sure you'll be able to hear it right here. I'm sure you guys heard it. It's pretty loud, but basically, like I said, whenever those requirements are met on the computer, it turns the pump onto kill mode. And I'm not just saying kill mode, but it's called race mode, but whatever, kill mode, race mode, same thing. But that's part of the wiring that I was doing. Also, the anti-lag button. So I got that set up as well. So let me show you guys. I did it earlier, but it's really loud, and honestly, my head hurt afterwards. That's really low RPM. Yeah, see the dogs are getting scared. I'm gonna do it one more time. Yeah. I'm sure my neighbors are about to call the cops right now. Let me insert a clip I recorded earlier. Yep, but that's a anti-lag. It's also set up for rolling, so I could be rolling, hit the button, let go of it, takes off. I'll show you guys that in another video. And another thing here, I went ahead and set up the basically like the boost levels on a mode switch. So at the moment, let me see here, where's the dang boost deal, mode switch. Okay, I need to set all this up. This is something I need to do, but basically it's already programmed to where I'll have different levels. So I have 7 different levels. Right now the car is pretty much on kill mode all the time, so I got to set up the levels on it. I'll probably do like, I don't know, 15, 18, 20, 22, 23, all the way up to 30 pounds or 31, 32 pounds. I can't remember, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, long story short, that's what I was doing with all that wiring in the front. Here I gotta clean all this stuff up and put all the interior back together, but I'm glad everything worked. I've actually never ever done this before, so this is all new to me. I spent about a week researching all this stuff, of course just a couple hours after work whenever I have time, but I've never ever done any of this, so I feel pretty proud of myself. The fact that I learned how to set up this anti-lag, rolling anti-lag, the high switch on the fuel pump, the inputs and the outputs for the that's boost controller settings, and the traction control. The traction control is not, I'm missing some wiring, but it's all set up on the little screen there. Pretty happy, honestly. The fact that I'm doing all this stuff by myself, you know, it's a little bit more rewarding. She's coming along. I mean she's done, right? But these are all just fine-tuning things that I want for the car, you know, just small details, you know, that I want the car, on how I want the car to operate. All right, and a few hours later, I'm pretty much all done. Took a few zip ties, cleared up all the wires, and cleaned it up a little bit. It's not perfect, but you know, I'm gonna put the panels back in right now, put my mat back in, cleaned up all the wiring back here. I'm sure you guys can tell, big difference from what it was earlier. Got the cover back on, so pretty much the only thing I gotta do here is go get one of these fuses, these inline fuses, and run it from here to the battery. That's all done, and I can put all that back in there. Not bad for a little weekend project. And like I always said, you guys, if you guys ever want to do something, you don't know how to do it, learn, research, Google, YouTube. You know, I spend a lot of time on TikTok now, and I see a lot of people saying, oh, but I don't know how to do this, and I'm gonna mess it up, and it's expensive. But at the end of the day, that's the only way you're gonna learn. You're gonna mess up to learn. I guarantee you, once you mess up, you will not forget. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Catch you guys on the next one. Later.